Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tembisa. Thank you for coming back, looking out for my videos, and I'm happy to be here. So we are continuing the part series that I spoke about. I've already done 2 parts, just laying the background, and now we're getting into the meat of things. But it was important to lay the background. Important, why is it important? Is it important because I want to control the narrative? No. It's important because obviously you were not part of this story. So it's important that I just kind of set the background for you so that you kind of grasp, certain things, because obviously you don't have the liberty to say to me, oh, Tembisa, I don't understand that, how, whatever, so, I mean, I suppose we can do some of it in the comments, but, it's not something that one can, easily traverse on YouTube. But having said that, you are most welcome to ask anything if you have any questions. Yeah, so this is not a sanctimonious journey where I'm taking the high moral ground. No. It is that it is the truth, it is my truth, and it is toxic, and I believe that I don't keep toxicity within me. I have to, get it out, because they say that as you get something out, there's a certain level of healing, and, that happens. So hopefully that, and yeah, and if anything, maybe someone out there, has gone through something similar or is going, I'm sure there are lots of people who are going through something like this, but I have seen that people are not brave enough to say these things because they don't want to be judged. So yeah, that's not me, and I've been judged all my life, so I couldn't actually be bothered about being judged. Yeah, it's almost like now I'm more like I love to be judged because I don't actually care. Yeah, so where do I start? So the title of the series is I Am Who I Say I Am, Not Who You Want Me to Be. Okay, so of course, just for a little background, this is really about my relationship with my mother, or lack of relationship with my mother. Okay, the background was said, now I'm getting into it. Okay, so at about 19 years old, right, I was pregnant with my first child, teenage pregnancy. She's 26 years old now, today, and I was a single parent, and luckily for me, thank God, I worked, at that time I worked for British Airways, and at some point, then I left, and then I worked for Sanlam, and and whilst I worked, for Sanlam, I would then do weekends. It's, because, when you leave your job, you sort of, leaving your friends and you don't really want to let go. And so I worked weekends there. And at some point, I held 3 jobs, because then I was working for British Airways, I was working full-time at Sanlam, and I did other weekends at Nationwide Airlines. So yeah, I've always been a hard-working girl all my life, actually. Even though, some people, want to gaslight me and not want to acknowledge that. That is the truth. And, I feel like, or maybe I shouldn't say I feel like, because it's not a feeling, it's in fact what happened. I have a mother that I feel, it's not a feeling, why do I keep saying, when you've been gaslit all your life, you don't even trust your own feelings. It's not a feeling, it's a fact that she's thankless. She took me for an ATM. She took me for a cash cow. In fact, her friends know this because this is how she talks about me to them. I was just the girl who signs her checks, who sends her money. And, I heard from people in our street, that, oh, yeah, your mom, she would be like, yeah, umadam undisalinde umadam kaloku andisayinele i-check, So I was that girl. So she, she didn't like appreciate having a daughter who takes care of her, okay? I mean, even today, she will never admit that I did anything for her. In fact, she tells people that I do nothing for her. But that's fine, because when you go to sleep at night, you know the truth, and my bank statements say something different, and they are here. So, and, she can tell those people, what she gets from her other children, okay? No, because I'm actually quite pissed off, okay? Now I'm pissed off about it, let's be fair. Because, we like to play it nice, and no, I'm not playing it nice, I'm angry, okay? I'm angry at her because, she's done this all my life, and she thinks, I mean, she probably gets away, I don't know what, but, it doesn't matter. But the point is, I want to get my side of the story. And, she talks the same nonsense with the people in the family, but I mean, even those people, they act stupid because they're not, okay? They're not stupid, but they act stupid. Because why? It serves their ill purposes to entertain her rubbish stories, okay? Because they know it's not true. They know it is not true, okay? Because, like, how can this person be trying to spin you a story that, my daughter, does nothing for me? Because obviously, people think at the end of the day you owe them something. No, I don't owe you jack, okay? No. I don't owe you jack. But I've actually been a good daughter to you, okay? But you won't acknowledge that, and it's fine, okay? Because maybe, you were just not the person for me in this life who was going to validate me, That's fine. But, those people in the family that you talk to, um, whom you lie to, because, you are just obsessed with making me look bad. I don't know what is your issue. I suppose, I don't know, maybe I trigger something in you. It's not my problem. Everyone has their life to live. And you know what? When you are nearing death, gosh, you have to, work through, these things, because like you can't be lying on your deathbed with lies. And because, as we know, these things, you have to come to a realization or come to some kind of a knowing before your breath leaves your body. You know what I mean? Like you cannot be bullshitting yourself all your life. And so, it's just very, very, very sad for me. And thank God, because I met my husband actually at 19 years old. I did tell you at 19, I was pregnant with my first child, not my husband's child. And so, but the point that I'm trying to make, I just want to be clear on my notes, because I'm not trying to push a narrative. No, I told you this is not about being sanctimonious, and this is how I lived my life. Anyone who knows me, I'm not one who's shy to talk about my failures, my not so good things in my life. I think it's important. It's part of me. So it's not my thing. So I'm not gonna paint. I'm not Mother Teresa. Okay, neither is nobody. All right. So the point I was trying to make, at 19. So I mean, I knew my husband. So I've been with him all my adult life, really. Things happening in between, but basically, I know him for all my adult life. And the nice thing is that some of the details are forgotten as I am, narrating the story and trying to recall and, what the things that have happened, what my mother has done to me, and some of the things are forgotten, but like, my husband would say, yeah, he reminds me that he actually remembers, he even remembers the road. He explains the road we were driving when I received a call from my mother to say that she has decided to change my brother and sister's schooling. This was like in the middle of the year, which meant that I must, buy new uniform, pay new school fees. And, I've just, for the beginning of the year, did all of that, So, he remembers, the kind of abuse that I've been subjected to. Okay, but the point is this. Obviously, in our Black culture, I mean, people have made it normal to be abused with this black tax crap, okay, which has destroyed so many people, okay, because all of a sudden you are somebody's cash cow, okay. So this is what happens. So I have to buy a new uniform, and she just like tells me, and because who am I, the ATM, I remember those days, I used to work at the airport, and basically, I used to take care of the household. So I lived with my mother and my grandmother and whoever else was in the house. That's how it goes. And then I would do the groceries for the month and pay whatever needs to be paid and blah blah blah. But my mother would never stop. Then she kept on asking for more money, for more money, for more money. It would just never ever 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 end. And then what I decided is that, yes, what am I going to do? Because this woman doesn't stop. Like, where do you think I get this money? Like, do I have umthombo wemali that never ends? Like, really? So I decided, okay, take my bank card. So I let her have my card. So where my salary goes in, I never touched it because I wanted to see, like, go do the groceries. Now you see how much is left. Then do whatever you like. And then don't bother me because I don't know what you want me to do. Okay, because you see, this is the thing that happens to a lot of people. Then you find people, getting into debt because, these people just keep wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. And I remember also that at some point, then she was going to get a job because she didn't have a job at this point, and then she was going to get a job. She had gone to the interview and, it was promising. And so, I don't know, then she came home and she told me, these people want her to have a car because this job entailed her having a car. And she had already, after the interview, went to a garage to go look out at the car. So she actually brought home the papers, but obviously, she didn't work at the time. So they allowed for me to co-sign for finance, which I did sign for her. So obviously the thing was she was going to pay, and I was just co-signing obviously to guarantee in case, because she didn't have a job, whatever. So I did that. So the job didn't pan out, it didn't happen. So the car was there, and now it was her car. I don't know how it became her car because I was paying for it. So of course I paid for it up until the end. And after I paid, the last installment, then it was the Ascona, a yellow Ascona. Just saying it just because now I don't want someone to be like, what car? What car is she talking about? Yes, the Ascona, the yellow Ascona, all right? And after I finished paying the car, she then sold the car, okay? Not even like saying to me, hey, I'm thinking of but it's not your car to sell anyway, as far as I'm concerned. I paid the first to the last installment of that car. How is it your car? Okay, but this is the abuse that I'm talking about. Okay. And now I was working at British Airways. Now, we had these shifts where sometimes we start at 5 o'clock. So I literally had to, later on we had like, transport to take us to whatever, but sometimes, maybe something went wrong with the transport or whatever. And I would, have to ask her to take me to work. Like, why do I have to ask you to take me to work when you are literally driving my car, which I put petrol in, but I have to beg you to take me to work? Anyway, so I didn't. I used to just go on my own, and dangerous. To think of it now, God is just wonderful because I don't know how I survived, how I was not raped. how, I walked in the dark, crossing those streets. If you know that bridge from, to the airport from, I don't know, but here I am. Thank God. Okay. Sometimes I would have to not have a choice but to ask her to fetch me. We work late shifts, maybe we finish 9, 10 o'clock, there's late flights, delays and stuff, so I would have to ask her to fetch me. And I remember one day, she, now fetched me, so we drove from the airport, and then she just goes and stops at the garage. She doesn't say anything, right? Very, very passive aggressive person. She doesn't say anything, so I realized, okay, so I must put in petrol. Okay, now I don't understand, because you have my bank card, you are chowing my money, now I must put in petrol. So that is how it went all my life. Okay, all right, so the stories go on, because this is stories of abuse upon abuse upon abuse about or from my mother. I remember a time when I started to sell leather handbags. And, so it's always been in my life. My mother's always the person, she's always wanting money, 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 money. It doesn't stop. Okay. So I thought, okay, fine. Let me rope her into the bag business. Let her sell. She was working, by the way, at this time. But asking for money never stopped. Never stops. Okay. So I thought, okay, let me rope her in this bag business so she can earn her own money and leave me alone. Okay. So I then said to her, all right, I'm going to rope you into the business. I'm going to give you the stock, and then we are going to share the profits 50-50, which meant that the base price of the bags, and I give you the selling price of the bags. And I asked her so nicely, right, that I do not want you to up the price of the bags, because you see, I believe in turnover in the business. The higher the turnover, the better your profits. And so I'm saying to her, don't up the price, because like when you do that, then people buy less, right? So it means we're not pushing the bags faster, all right? So I don't want a situation whereby, somebody bought the bag from you and somebody bought the bag from me, and they're like, oh no, it was 150, and this one's like, oh, it was 250. You know what I mean? Like, I want uniformity. And anyway, when I deal with my mother, I always have to put down these ground rules, because sad to say, and she always breaks them, right? But it's a thing to always protect myself, because I know who I'm dealing with. Okay, so that is how it goes. So anyway, so I was, taking the bags to her. Remember, I was actually making less than her, if I even say we share 50-50 profits, because remember, I'm the one who is laying out the capital output, and I'm the one who back and forth fetches the bags from the supplier, and I have to transport the bags to her. What does that mean? It means that it's eating up into my profits. But for me, it was really less about that and more about the fact that I was growing a business, and it was just, it was a side hustle for me because I was working, I had a good job. And so, this was something I just did on the sideline, and I was loving it. People were just loving the bags. And, it was a great business and wonderful. So yeah. So one day, I mean, she agreed that to my terms, okay, as she always does, but she never sticks to anything. And then one day when I fetched the bags from her, then I saw, the stock that was not selling. Then I saw inside the bags she had given other prices. And then I realized what she was doing. And then I asked her, I said, I saw that you changed the prices of the bags, but why would you do that? Because I asked you so nicely, and this was, the terms of engagement, and you did not respect that, and, you are just lacking of integrity. Ooh, did I say that? And this is exactly how I said it, hey? I said you lacked integrity. And then the next thing, that changed to, obviously she was now telling everyone that I swore at her. I swore at her. She kept on saying this thing. And one day we were sitting down and talking about, we were again in some or other, in some or other tiff. And she was saying to these people that we were talking with that I swore at her. I said, you know what? You have to say, what words did I use? Okay? Because usually I remember my words. I know what I said 10 years ago because I remember the mood I was in, and I know what choice of words, because I'm so particular about my choice of words. So I will know. I will not forget. I said, now tell everyone, help us out here, because you keep on spewing these lies that I swore at you. What did I say? No, give me the words that I used. And she knew she couldn't do anything. She couldn't say anything. She couldn't lie. So she said, yeah, I said she has no integrity. I said, yes, I did say that, but why did I say that? I mean, yes, it is true. It's still true today. It's not going to change because you did what you did after we have agreed. Now, you know the Lobola story. Same story that she did. We agree on the terms of engagement. You turn around, you stab me in the back. You just, trying to make me look bad, So yeah, I've made it some pointers about all the things I really want to talk to you and tell you about. All the things, I mean, it's not all of them. There's so much that this woman has done to me that I will never get to. So I remember, so my brother is leaving school. So anyway, I was at home, visiting, and I was like, oh, so what's your plans for next year? He's like, no, I don't have plans. I'm like, how can you not have plans? No, yeah, I don't know. I said, well, what is your mother saying? Like, why, how can you not have plans? Like, you finishing matric, like you must have plans. He's like, no, my mother says she doesn't have money. I'm like, no, man. I said, this is the same flippant story that she spun me many years ago. I said, how the hell do you keep spinning your children these stories that you don't have money? I mean, I know of parents who are nothing, who come from nothing, who would climb mountains for their children to go to university. Huh? This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. So I say to my brother, okay, listen, I am not gonna be here promising you to take you to university. No, I can't do that. Nobody took me to university. I had to push myself through when I worked. So, but you know, I have my own children to look after, and so, but I do feel for your plight. So my concern, I want you to just be self-sufficient, so that, because he said he wanted to do IT, I said, well, that's fine. You can do it when you are working. The goal now is to get you to be employable. Just be marketable, because we need to just put something on your CV that can even put you in a position to get a job in these call centers, or something that you can work yourself up and then pay for your own tuition. So, okay, we agree, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And then I Google, and then I find this place to do like call center training. It's like a 3 week course. I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, that. And so I said, okay, no, fine, I'm gonna do that. I'll pay for that for you, and then at least get a job, and then you can be on your own. So then I did pay, and send them proof of payment and whatnot. And obviously my mother knows all of this. And then, sorry, you forget you on camera. And now I'm scratching my nose. And so he then like, my mother does not even say anything to me, like, oh, I spoke to your brother, and oh, thank you so much. No, nothing like that. She goes gangster on me, acting all passive aggressive and whatnot and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on with this woman. But anyone would have thought she'd be happy that I'm taking the initiative to help my brother out. But my mother has always got this thing that I'm trying to show her up. But girl, it's not my issues, hey? It's your own self issues. Don't put it on me. Don't put it on me. I'm just living my life. I'm not trying to show you up on anything, okay? If you are lacking, it's not me. It's not my problem. Stop it. Honestly, just stop, okay? So I then phone her, and I say to her, hey, listen, my brother is starting school, on Monday. So basically, these are the details. He must just go to front desk and whatever. They've got all the things. I've sent them the proof of payments and everything. And but I'm not gonna have a chance to come around. So please, can you give him some money for transport and lunch for... Remember, my mother is working actually, hey? My mother is working at this point. Okay, now I'm just putting it out there. So just please give, and then I will reimburse you. So she's like, okay, fine. So of course she does that, and then come weekend, then I go there, then I reimburse her. Guess what? She happily takes it, puts it in her pocket. Not saying, oh no, my child, no, I can't, take that back. Thank you so much already. I'm so grateful that you are helping your... No, she's like, yeah, thank you. Sapa, So, it's like that. No, guys, no. Did this happen to you? No. This is abuse. you know, my mother is never satisfied, never happy about anything, never ever happy, always moaning, you know. I remember one day, so, um, I'm very much gangster about my children, that my children are with me 24/7, blah, blah, blah. And I really don't want them out because, like, I feel like if you're not gonna look after them, the way I do, then I don't want them out of my sight. So, but anyway, she wanted the children over for the weekend. So the eldest daughter, because she lived with her for some time, because obviously, she was born and I was living with my mother. And at some point, I went to work in Joburg and I left her with her. Let me just put it as well, because they, very easy for them to turn it around like, oh, so you left your child. Yes, I did, because you guys said I should do that whilst I go find my feet in Joburg, and then I can come back for the child, because obviously my child is disabled, had, medical issues. And so, as family, they were like, just go and, leave her here, which was a nice thing for them to do. But in all that as well, it was not like a matter of me just plonking and leaving my child. No, no, no. It was working for her. You can believe that, okay? Because the checks were signed like one after the other, because you know how it is. Then I actually had a nanny, full-time nanny, that was looking after my child. I sent money for the nanny, for the groceries. And of course, you know how it is. They just drain you, because like then the week after, it's like there's something, it never stop, So no, it's not a matter of me living. If, somebody ever tried to, make it look like I just leave no, that's not how it is. That is not how it is at all. So yeah, just to set the record straight, because unfortunately a lot of lies have been spoken, okay? And this is not going to work anymore. All right. So eventually I then agreed, okay, my daughter is going to go. Only the eldest daughter wanted to go, okay? Because the young one is very much attached, especially, they don't want to leave the house and go anywhere. So that was that. And so anyway, I was thinking, okay, so my daughter's going to my mom for the weekend, so I'm going to surprise her. And I went to Winelands Pork and bought her half a pig, okay, half a pig. And then, so I was like, so excited that, she's going to be so excited. And then when I got home and I gave her, I said, I brought you, half a pork. She looked at me like, hi, Bo, where's the groceries? Hey, this woman, hey, Nina, if you have not been through such an ungrateful mother, then you don't know. Then you don't know. Then you're not going to understand why I am pissed off, why I am angry, okay? I was so shocked. I was so shocked and embarrassed. And like, at that moment, I didn't even know what to do, what to say. So what do I know? What do I always do? Reach for my wallet. And I took out 500 Rand to give her money for groceries. So you said you wanted my child so that you can drain me, so why did you want my child? Okay, now that story is not over, okay? Because actually I was going to limit it to that, but now things are coming into my mind as I'm narrating the story. Because what actually happened then, as I under the impression that was it this time or the other time, I don't know, but there was the time where now my child's gone there for the weekend. And then I get to know that my mother actually did not stay with my child. She actually then took my child to stay with my sister in the back room. And now, to put some context in this so that you actually understand the severity of this story and the consequences of my mother's behavior and what she does. My sister is a drug addict, okay? Now you must know. My sister is actually, she is the sweetest. My children will tell you, but because they know how much I love her. And I know that, there's two sides to her. There's the drug addict, and then there's the sweet sister that she is. Never have beef with her. She is just the sweetest. She will, always, smile and laugh, and always cordial, always lovely girl who was literally, who got the raw end of the stick, who was ruined, basically, okay? Because unfortunately for her, maybe she was not as strong as I am, because I can tell you, it can only be, I'm sorry I'm going to say these harsh things now, but it is what it is. It is what it is. With a mother like that, I don't see any other way how, she, I was lucky because I had other interactions in my childhood, but she unfortunately was stuck with her. And so, you cannot go through that passive aggressive type of situation and still come out smelling of roses. So I love my sister. So when I say that, my mother got my child stuck with my sister, and what did my sister do? She locked them up. She locked my child with her own child, who is much younger than my child. But I mean, my child, because she is disabled, then you still kind of, recognize her as a child, even if she's an adult, So you leave them in that situation, dangerous situation, because if my sister, because now at night she's on a prowl for drugs, so she locks them up because that is number one important for her. So then, what if, there was a fire? You don't know what these children will do in the house, and then they burn down. Huh? And obviously, when then, it was time to fetch my child, my mother went to fetch her from there, and then she like pretended that, she was forever with her. But, children, you can't lie to them because they will tell the story. So sometime in the week, my child, obviously this was weighing on her, teaching children to lie. So she says to me, Mom, sorry, I have to tell you this because, it's weighing on her. She says she was never staying there with Granny. Granny, shipped her off to my sister, and my sister locked them up, and then my sister's boyfriend came to knock on the door. Obviously the boyfriend was now looking to what to get with my sister, but my sister was not there, and the children were looking through the window, this kind of situation. Now you took my children, okay, from my safe home. You took her to put her in a dangerous situation like this. Bubugqirha bantoni na obu? Hayi man, no. So I must be happy with this shit, huh? And accept it and smile and be merry. No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay. And, you know, this is also a story for another day, whereby this very child of my sister, at some point, because my sister is on drugs and has been for quite a long time now. I mean, if I remember now, it's been like more than 14 years. And at some point, because my sister's child was in the care of my mother, and then at some point, my mother, was tired and saying, no, she can't cope. She's going to ship this child off to the Eastern Cape. So, of course, my husband and I decide, okay, no, we're going to take the child. We can't let this child be shipped off to the Eastern Cape. And again, I set boundaries with my mother, because people don't like boundaries, because they'll make you a villain when you set boundaries. And I said to her, and I told her, look, we are going to take this child under these conditions, the conditions being that we have to face the facts. My sister is a drug addict, and I am not going to have a situation where I have my sister in and out of my house, because she does steal, unfortunately, and I'm not going to ruin my relationship with my husband where, she comes to my house under the auspices of want to see her child, and then my laptop and things disappear. I'm not going to have that. So I told my mother, I said, but when you want to see the child anytime, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And also I said, you see, I don't also want this child to be open up, doing this dance, going to Gugulethu, no. I said, she's now going to be part of my family, so I want her to get into the routine of my children. So I don't want her, disrupted and all of this. She agreed. Why? Because obviously you were going to ship this child off. You didn't care. Okay. I'm sorry about having to say this, because now as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, if this child has to listen to this video. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's the truth, right? We can't live our lives on bullshit. Okay. So, because you said you were giving up the child. So I took the child. These are the conditions. And then one day, my husband phones me. I was visiting my aunt in Delft. So my husband phones me, your mom is here. I don't understand, because, your sister is here too. So my husband obviously is saying he does not understand, just because he knows that we have spoken about the terms of engagement, the rules of engagement, and that my sister is not going to be allowed to come to the house not because I don't like her or what. I love her. You remember yesterday in one video, I spoke about loving my mother, but not liking my mother. Now, liking someone is so much more important. And my sister, I like her, okay? I like her. I love her and like her. Because when you like someone, it is someone you want around you. But because of the habit, because even my mother knows right now, how many times has she, chucked her out of the house, restraining order, blah, blah, blah. My sister phones me, Mom, chucked me out of the house. Sissy, I need to buy a shack. And I have to give her money to go buy a shack, because how the hell do I live with myself if I have money in the bank and then I refuse to buy a 2,000 Rand shack for my sister, which she didn't buy, by the way. Obviously, what was I thinking? But for me, it's neither here nor there, even though I knew that she's probably going to abuse the money. That was not the point. The point was, she said the money is for the shack, and so I'm giving her the money so that tomorrow should she be found lying dead somewhere in the street and somebody says, oh, but she didn't have a place to stay, I have to live with my conscience at the end of the day. So, that was the reason I do it for, to say, okay, at least I can get some kind of decent sleep at night, because I can't as well move her into my house. Do you know what I mean? I can't do that. So you got to do, what you got to do. So yes, I mean, my sister would, phone me at any time. She's, a drug addict is, she does her thing, the way she's not all there. And she knows I'm her sister, and, she'll be like, she calls me, like pet names, Gonji, Dase, whatever, yeah, she tried to bullshit me. And sometimes I let her bullshit me, it's fine. And I know she wants the money for drugs. She's not going to do anything decent with it. But I give her anyway, because I'm thinking, why am I giving these other fuckers my money, huh? And not give my sister? Because these fuckers, come and talk cock about me, all right? And then I still give them my money and they talk shit about me. So, yeah, okay, let me give my sister, okay? Doesn't matter, she buys drugs, it's not my problem. Okay, so that's the point. So, back to the story that my mother actually, took my child. She actually had no desire to care for my child, put her in a dangerous situation. And when I asked her, after my child revealed that, what happened, I said, I can't understand, why did you do that? Like, why would you? Because, I've never asked her to look after my child, or, I go, people know in the family, if you see me, my children are with me, like I'm that girl. If you see me, my children are with me, like I'm that girl. Okay. So, like, why are you coming to take my children and then you're not going to look after them, So what should I continue with this? Let me continue, man. If you feel like you don't want to listen to the whole thing, but anyway, you should. So I'm just going to continue until it stops, because now I don't want to shut it down and then like start it again and whatever. So, and, yeah, we're done with the half pig story. And then the other time, I'm talking how ungrateful my mother is, right? She's never happy about anything. I can do. She's never happy. She's never satisfied. So it was like going to be Mother's Day. And I had, arranged with my cousins to have a Mother's Day thing, so I was like, actually I said to my cousins, okay, God. So I said to them, okay, you guys, plan whatever. I'm in anything. You just let me know, what we are doing. I'm game for whatever. And the reason why I did that, excuse me, is because I knew that, these people are just fake, man. They just fake. So, this was like all a pretense, to be like, oh, yeah, Kaz, let's do something. And now I knew that eventually it's going to be like, but we can't afford to do that or whatever. So that's why I said, you know what, even if we get together, at home, we cook, whatever, it's just to be together, just to do something with our mothers, and then eventually, they were not coming to the party. But because I knew in my deep intuition, because I've dealt with these people all my life and I know the caliber, I know. So then I tentatively made a booking for all of us, because like, you know, we had options. We were gonna go do breakfast and that at a hotel or whatever. But like, anyway, so, you know, time was like rolling and nothing was being said and whatnot and whatnot. So I made tentative bookings because, like, you know, Mother's Day, you have to book. Otherwise, there's no place. You can't just like walk into a place and expect something. So anyway, when time was nearing, I contacted my cousins. I was like, okay, guys, what's going on? You know, what are we doing? So this one was like, oh no, you know, this one's got a backache and this one has got a foot ache or whatever. So, but I mean, I knew this was just stories, because this was obviously something that was discussed. We're not going, that one, who does she think she is? You know, this is the stories most now behind the scenes, right? But the stories in front of me are the kind of stories whereby, hey, Kaz, yo, Kaz, hey, sifuna imali, hey, Kaz, yo, yo, yo. You know, this is the caliber, this is the stories. Okay. So anyway, I was not crushed because I knew this was going to happen anyway. So then I had booked for my mother, for my 2 aunts, and myself. So we're going to do a spa treatment. So we go to this lovely spa, Mukta Thai Spa in Gordons Bay. You must check it out. It is absolutely awesome. So I book this thing with lunch and champagne and, you know, full body massage and all of this. It was nice. Okay, it was nice. Okay. But the story I want to get to is that my mother was so sour, so sour. She was not happy. Like, how are you not happy? And not even like feel proud? Because like, I feel like she should feel like the queen bee, because, you know, my daughter is, you know, doing this and, you know, like, you know, taking, you know, my aunts out. You know what I mean? Like, she's not happy. Like, she's not happy, you know. And then I feel like, okay, so like for her, you know, even to the extent, I mean, I saw she was not happy because she was sour face. She was not participating, you know, my other aunts, you know, because my other 2 aunts, they're used to the good life. So they love things, you know, they were happy, or at least then for the cameras, you know what I mean? But she was just sour and not happy at all. And even when I showed pictures when I got home to my children and my husband, my other daughter, the youngest daughter, said, Mom, why is your mom not looking happy in the picture? So I said, my child, now that you say it, you know, a picture does not lie. She was not happy, this woman. I felt it. And now the picture is telling me she was not happy. And I tell you why she was not happy. She was just so mad. She was so mad that I spent all that money, because for her, it's like, give me the money, give me. Like, she never stops. She never stops. She wants to get. It doesn't stop with her, okay? So, I mean, then I remember it was my child, the eldest daughter's 21st birthday. Now, I wasn't going to have a party, okay, because first of all, I must admit that I'm just not a party person, right? I'm just not really, okay. And I've actually thought about that as to why. Um, yeah, I that's going to be another video for another day. So anyway, but I was talking to my aunt, one day before the party. So, then we got to the subject that my child is turning 21, and my aunt was like, what are you gonna do? So I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything. We would just like go out for a meal or something. That's how we do birthdays generally, but we do like, but it's always contained, in my house. It's not these wild parties because it's not my scene really. So my aunt was like, kind of, convincing me to be like, no, you have to do something, Zimkita has been just through so much. She's now 21, you have to thank God for her life and, things like that. And so I was like a little bit touched by it because really she's been through the most. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do something, So then I, I organized a party, and so it was just my aunt and my mother that I invited, because the other family, of course, there's just drama, Actually, the reason why I was not doing the party is because of drama, like drama, always drama. One can contest that, oh, Tembisa, but you are involved in this drama. Yes, I am involved. I am involved because, people have a tendency to want to be like, oh, but yeah, are you not the common denominator? Yes, I am. And yes, they are too. Do you know what I mean? Because like, we're not going to be shifting blame. People must take their dues. Okay. So the fact of the matter is that, I didn't want to have the party because of this, always unspoken flippant drama that, passive aggressive, people are like, low key, let me not say it, low key, people don't want good things for you. Like, people are sour. People are sour for, whatever. Your life is not going well. It's not me. It's not my problem. It can't be me. It can't be me. Stop. Sort out your life and stop putting blame on me. I'm so tired of this muck, And then came, I didn't finish the 21st birthday. So anyway, there was the 21st birthday. It was my aunt, my mom, and just myself, husband, and my 2 children, and then basically my neighbors. We live in a little complex community, so that okay, we invite them and whatever. Excuse me. So again, my mother was so offish. She didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be here. Let's just fucking say what it is. Like, what the fuck? I know people, they don't want to believe these stories, They don't want to believe these fucking stories that your own mother can be jealous of you. It's crazy, but it happens. It happens. Anyway, so, my husband says, he catches me there. He's like, your mother is not happy. Why is she not happy? So I'm like, she's never happy. She's never happy. Leave her. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of her. Always a damper, never happy, Let me tell you about my graduation. So I put myself through UNISA. I graduate in 2012. So, again, I was like, I'm not gonna have a party. So, my husband and my children, we go to the graduation ceremony and we go out for dinner. And for me, that was it. So when my aunt, again, not this other aunt, the other aunt, said, yo, Haibo, you must do something. You can't just like graduate and do nothing. And I think for me, the reason why I don't want to do these celebrations, because deep down, I know my mother is not happy for me, right? And so that is why I actually don't do it, because like I can't do a 21st for my child or do a graduation party and like my mother is not here, because for me, it looks funny. It looks wrong. Like, people won't understand it. But okay, now I'm over the people part of my life, I don't care. But, then it didn't look right. It's like, yeah. So that's why I literally like don't like to have parties or do things, because like, then people get to find out that my situation is fucked up. You know? So, yeah. So at that time, I mean, more often than not, we are not in good terms. I think that time we were not in good terms. And so, but now I'm graduating. So of course I tell her, I'm inviting her to my graduation party, which she didn't pitch, by the way. She didn't pitch. I mean, what mother does not go to her child's graduation? Huh? It's the only graduation. Hello. Come on. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, why do I say, do I have the balls to say this woman is jealous? A lot of people have told me this. When, like, I would tell a story, there are people with intuition and they would look at me and say, Tembisa, I'm sorry to tell you, I know it's not, the usual thing, but hey, this story that you are telling, hey, your mother is jealous of you. When you remind her of who she wanted to be. I said, now how can that be my problem? Why is she just not happy that I am prospering, that I am doing well? Like, why are you not happy? It's out there now. It's out there now. Guys, this is happening. This is real. This is real. People have their own issues and they can't get over them. They can't get over them. Okay. The other day, I must not leave this, her 60th birthday. So now it's, our relationship is always cloudy, okay? Always cloudy. So, so now, okay, hey, it's her 60th birthday. It's tough for me because, like, remember I told you I don't like her, right? And that is real. Now I have to do something just to, actually for me, the notion was like, not more I have to do something, but it was more like feeling sorry for her and feeling, kind of compassion to be like, okay, she's turning 60. And there's this family, horrible people actually, who pretend to be family, but this is how they, go around. I was thinking to myself, they'll probably be like to her, oh, it's your birthday, hey, what is your daughter doing for you? That kind of thing. I mean, I don't know, because like these people are just not for me, like always nastiness, always nastiness. So I thought, okay, shame, let me try and do something. So now, anyway, it was not pre-planned or anything. So on the day, I actually phoned her. I said, hi, wishing her happy birthday and whatnot. So I said, what are you doing today? She says, oh, no, nothing. I said, okay, how about I fetch you for lunch? So she was like, okay, fine. And then, but because I know my mother is always sour, never happy, always want, money, 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 money. This is all her life, okay. So, because now I know already what is going through her mind, because she loves money, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, so I'm fetching her for lunch. She's probably so the murin, because she's thinking, why are you taking me for lunch? Give me the money. Because that's how she thinks. That is how she thinks. So what do I do? Before I actually even go to fetch her, from Somerset West, driving all the way to Retreat. So I first send her an e-wallet, because she can only smile when she sees money. Okay, so now I'm trying to be like, yeah, it's gonna be hard on this drive with this person, because obviously all of this is milling through her mind, like, yeah, why is this one coming to fetch me for what? Just give me the money and get. Because basically what I feel is like, I mean, it's not what I feel, is what I know. It's like, she has no desire to really spend time with me. It's just like, just give me the money and just piss off, really. Okay, that is how I see her, how she sees me. So so I forward the money so that at least I can level the ground when I get there. So of course I get there, of course she's in a little bit of a better mood. She sees the ching ching. So anyway, what I did as well, because I couldn't bear actually to be with her alone in the car, because I have nothing to say to her. That is just how dreary it is. I have nothing to say to her. And then, so I thought, for a detour, let me fetch my uncle, so that, we can have a kind of a distraction, because now I don't know what to say to her. So I fetch my uncle first, and then we fetch her. And then, so we came back to Somerset West, and then we went to the Strand for lunch. And then, will you believe what she said when we were having lunch? Obviously, as sour as, like, for her, it's like, yo, stop wasting my time. Like, why didn't you just give me more money and stop this? She's not saying that, but her body language and her whole being is just saying that. So do you know what she comments so where we went in Strand, it's a kind of a, those old departmental stores, where they literally, like, it's not I won't call it a restaurant, man. It's not a restaurant, but it's like a kind of a kitchen, right? Where they actually service like elderly people. So like they give meals at a very cheap rate. So for me, it was not even about the meal per se, because I already gave her the money anyway. So it was just like, kind of doing something, uh, you know, whatever, But will this woman not say, oh, this soup, because they gave you like a 3-course meal. So the first course was like a pea soup. So she was like, oh, this pea soup tastes like cat pee. I was in shock because like, who does that when you are being treated to a birthday meal? I mean, any decent human being would be like, oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is lovely. Even if you can't find something good about the meal itself, I mean, I know my mother is an excellent cook, so obviously she knows what's up in the kitchen, okay? So yes, maybe the soup tasted like cat pee, but that was not the issue, yours was to just appreciate and be like, wow, wow, my daughter, thank you so much. You did something special for me. Thank you for fetching me, and thank you for my e-wallet. And, no, nothing. Tastes like cat pee. Not happy, not happy, not happy. I remember one of her birthdays, I had sent her flowers at work by Net Florist. And of course, she didn't show no happiness, because I suppose she probably said to the e-wallet, I did give her money as well, because I know by now with her, it's all about the money, all about the money. So she was probably so the murin, like, yeah, am I going to eat the flowers, like that. Anyway. So this is how she behaves. This is how she behaves. Now I'm going to tell you this other story. So one day we were at my aunt's place. So my mom and my aunt were talking, in the corner there, but I overheard, she was saying, oh, no, she's having a hard time. She, money problems, whatever. Okay. So anyway, I didn't say anything, but when I got home, I just did a transfer for her for money, to be like, here's money, because I heard, she was talking and whatever. So, just surprising her, because I've been that daughter. I have been, but she lies today and say I do nothing for her. And then, so obviously, when I e-walleted her, and then she was like, oh, thank you. And then a week later, she phones me and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to do this to you, because I know you just gave me money last week, but I took my car in for a service, and they are now, she doesn't have the money. So I was like, okay, so what is the amount? So she said, it's 1,200. So I said, okay, no, fine. So I deposit 2,000 rand for her. No questions asked. I've always been that person. I'd never ask her no questions. No, she knows. Oh, you are going to burn in hell. Really? Honestly, honest, you are going to burn in hell for lies. Lies. And karma, do you know what? Like, why do you want God to bless you when you can't even acknowledge the daughter that is helping you and doing things for you? Always talking nonsense about her. Always talking. And now, then you wonder, hey, why things are going like this? Why wouldn't they go? Because when even you see no good thing, Mos. So you want the problems. So get the problems, because that's what you want. Because when a good thing is happening to you, you don't want to see it. So now you wonder, hey, why is yonke into is not going well? But why must it go well? Because when you don't want things to go well, do you? No, you don't want things to go well. Okay, so I give her the 2,000. Okay. Hey, I tell you no word of a lie. I tell you no word of a lie. Actually, as I was talking this story, I actually went back because, sometimes you think of this story and you think, is this a story I made up in my mind or is it for real? So I actually went to my bank app to look on the transfers to actually correlate or corroborate my story. And it's there. Da, da, da. A week. So what happened again a week later, she phones me. Hey, hayi Ntombi. Hayibo, kawukline kaloku ifridge yakho. Hayibo, what do you mean? What do you mean? Ndiclean ifridge yam. What are you saying? Hayibo, hayi, ndilambile wethu, ndilambile. I want, give me leftovers. Hayibo, this woman. Have I ever in my life given you leftovers? Have I ever? Hey? So, the time I phone, I was at Somerset Mall. So, you don't want sometimes, not all the things my husband must know, because some things, are just not. So anyway, I was at Somerset Mall at that time. I was with my eldest daughter. So I thought, okay, let me quickly go and buy her food. So I thought, oh gosh. Because now my husband does not know. He thought I'm just going to the mall. Okay. So, okay, I'm not going to tell him I'm now going somewhere, whatever, He just thinks I'm at the mall, so maybe I just took longer. So, but now I'm thinking, oh, Pick n Pay is so far. Now let me quickly go. Yeah, Woolworths is right here. So I go there and I pack that trolley. Yeah? Lamb, chicken, yeah, sausage, bacon, yonke. Yeah, to the brim full. So I drive to her work. She worked in Paro, traffic department. So I go there. So I'm thinking, I'm so excited because I'm thinking, okay, she's going to be so excited. And then I get there. I'm like, I've got something for you in my boot. So we go there. I open the boot. Yo, hey, Nina, guys. If you saw a body language yalo mfazi, hey, ebegane unwabo, uyava? Huh? She was so nar, and then now I'm confused. Now you must understand what I'm confused, ne? Because mina, I was waiting for a reaction. Yokuba, yo, hi, mtanamu. That is not what I got. She was fuming because. So anyway, I said, is there something wrong? And then she did not realize that I caught her body language. So she was like, hey, what do you mean? What did I bo? I just saw your body language. You don't seem happy. Hi, yo, enkosi. So what am I telling you guys? She was not even happy because why? She just wanted to drain me for money. Again, ufuni mali. Again, it just does not stop with her. It does not stop. So, if you have not gone through this. Ay, 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 ay. You know, guys, in life, this is how it is, whether you admit it or not. Everyone wants to be validated. Everyone wants to be validated, especially by your parents. Okay, so I will never have that. I never got that. But you know what? I have self-validation because I validate myself. I don't wait for nobody to validate me. And I've been actually very lucky in life because you see, God will always take care of me. And because He knows who my mother is and who my mother is not. And so He has placed people in my midst to validate me. So, starting in-house and outside the house, I've been very fortunate to have my aunt who has since passed. She was my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. I loved her so much. And because she also knew, I think she knew deep down that I was not getting the love from my mother. Because my aunt understood this, she would make it a point to tell me that she loves me. And, whenever there were family things, because she knew that these people here in Cape Town, they on a mission of let's hate Tembisa. But my aunt knew they were tripping. It was a lot of bullshit. So she would make sure, she would actually, things that were happening here that I was not told by the people I live with here, she would phone me from the Eastern Cape to tell me this is happening. She made it a point to tell me what is going on because she knew that these people were low-key making me an outcast. And she knew that I don't deserve it. Okay? Because they are playing out their own messed up lives, really. It's got nothing to do with me. It truly has got nothing to do with me. If they all want to be honest with themselves, I invite them. You can even write me a letter. At least I don't get to quibble with you, to say this is nothing. It's nothing I've done to these people. It's a matter of I just ignite something, I don't know. I'm just fabulous. What can I say? So anyway, back to reality. My aunt, I will never forget those words keep me so warm. They still linger in my whole being. They run through me. She would sing on my birthday. She would phone me. She would sing. She would, love me. She would love on me. And, because I used to phone her like every week. I remember I had a phone, like when you have this other contract with the airtime. So I used to make sure that one I use for her. I used to phone her from that number. And, she would be like, yo, wena, hi man, wena, undivisa kamnandi. And, she was just like, she was happy with me. She was, when somebody is pleased, now I'm healed because of that. Because, When God said to Jesus, "This is my son with whom I am well pleased," it is exactly that level of acceptance that my aunt treated me with. You know, I was her daughter, and before she passed, I took time and visited her because I knew she was going. I knew she was going. And so the thing is, I didn't want to deal with these fake people because now I knew already that I'm not going to go to a funeral, because what are funerals for? I don't want to deal with these fake ass people. No. I took my time. A week, quality time spent with my aunt, spoiled her. Play with her hair, wash her feet, give her manicures, pedicures, slept in the bed with her. I could never ask for anything more, But, these people, I'm sure they spoke a lot of things. They spoke a lot of things like, oh, yeah, she didn't. I'm not going to go to a funeral. What are funerals for? It's for a show. Nina kaloku niya kwi-funerals for a show. It's all a show for Nina. Because you don't give a shit about nobody. It's just a show. So I'm not going to nobody's show. So I am so grateful for my aunt. I lived with her, sub B, standard 2, standard 4. She loved me thoroughly. I loved her too. And she was just so special. I mean, she has slept over at my house. My mother never did. Nobody else has, by the way. And this is a bone of contention, right? Because, they always have this thing. They've made this collective decision not to come to my house. And I just hear, oh, hey, hey. But whenever I meet them, they're like, yo, hey, hi. Sivile ba he kukho nihlala ngaselwandle. So it means that bayathetha about my house, but benze a collective decision bana siyamkwaya asizoya. It's fine. I don't want you here. Hello. Okay. But I mean, obviously, like, it's weird, right? That your family does not want to come to your house, so, but it's cool, like, it's all good. And it suits me to the T. But we're just saying it, these videos are so good, like, I like it because you get to say all these things, okay? The things that are not spoken, we speak about them, okay? Because I don't know, when they talk amongst each other, they want me to be like, oh, I do this great invitation. No, I'm not going to do a great invitation. It's your duty as parents, as elders, to also make a plan. Because if you really want to, you could be like, hayibo Thembisa, siyava ubana uhlalaphi, hayibo kwathini. The fact that you don't say nothing, it means you are what you are. Huh? You are what you are. I mean, I don't care. And all I'm saying is that whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. But what I'm going to say is that it's not a good look It is not a good look. So stop pretending. Stop pretending. So, yeah, so I'm grateful for those people, like my aunt who had my back. I'm sure she still has my back in death, in spirit, because she was very close to my heart. Okay, she's very close to my heart. And by the way, yes, to my mother, many parents, mothers would kill to have a daughter like me. Would kill. And the ones who are entertaining you about bullshit about me, they are your haters. They cannot mean any good for you. Because why? Their daughters do squat for them. They do squat for them. Okay? When you out there, singing to their tune, singing to their tune, whilst bakushaya ngesitina, bashaya wena ngesitina, because they hate what I am to you and what their daughters could never be. When you are playing that game, how I angek. Yeah, and I have my very special uncle. We are so close. What a godsend to me. My uncle Ulwandiso. I will say his name because he actually said Mchana. Baxelele ukuba umalume wakho uLwandiso angaxolela ukumila ingca emqolo ngawe Mchana. Now what more do I need? And I know ukuthi the family, if they get to hear this, they're gonna think, uLwandiso uthetha ngolhlobo because he's getting money from me. No. Oh, what a gentleman. What a gentleman. Oh my God. Yo. Umalube. uLwandiso, what a gentleman. Indoda enomqolo, mna ndithetha a man with a backbone. A man who knows himself. A man who is not defined by material things. He's a man who knows and understands ukuthi being a man is not about material, because he knows that he will call me out on any bullshit because he doesn't care about my status. He does not care about who I think I am. Yabona yena. He is the one. I love him. I love him. And you know what? Hey! That man, uLwandiso, has shown me flames. Love at its finest. I know love, like when he says to me, Mchana, yabona, umalume wakho uyakuthanda. Yey! Kwachiwo kuwe. Kwakhe kwachiwo kuwe. Hayi angeke. Kwakhe kwachiwo kuwe. Athi umalume wakho uyakuthanda. I'm like, yo, lume. Athi, Mchana, ndikufakele i-200 Mchana. Hawu, angeke. 200. Hayi, Mchana, bothengela abantwana u-KFC. Yo, angeke. Umalume wamu. Jonga. Yo, angeke. hayi mtshana, hayi mtshana, bantwana. Wakhe wayenza wena loo nto? Ndithi lume zange in my life. Never, ever in my life. Wena, you are the one. You are the only one. Because he understands ukuthi life is not about material. It is about the heart. Ukuthi what you give, what you can give. Doesn't matter uba how much I have. It doesn't matter. When are you giving from your heart what you are giving? If I visit umalume wami sana, Chana, yo, Jonga. Hi, Nina. You don't know, guys. I'm loved. I am loved like nobody's business, okay? And I'm happy. So, withholding your love does nothing for me. Now, I want real love, you know? People, like, if there's 3 people who love me, it's enough, okay? It's enough. So, umalume wami sana, he cooks for me. Yeah, he cooks. Yeah. Chana, dileli ngotu, tipeka. I was cooking for you. Umleqwa. Undithi spinach, ne carrots, ne tapile, ne rice. Chana, ngawume ndiyokuthengela i-Coke. Me, I get my own Coke. My malume sana, my malume. I am well pleased ngaye. Hey bana. Hayini bethuna, hayini. Don't do this thing thinking who are you? Like no. I have lost nothing. How angeke. And you know, I've met some great people, made some wonderful friends who have stuck with me. I stick with them. We love each other. And you know, people that, hey, hayin, you know, I've been dibekwe endaweni ezibanzi emakhayeni wabantu. You guys, Nina, you think you're withholding something from me with your fake family. No. Mna, families, like, you know, I would be put in the middle of families and they will be like, hey, akunokwenziwa nto, uThembisa, you know, you hey, God does these things, man. God does these things. Do they not say a prophet will never be recognized in their own land, right? That I'm living that life whereby other people, they would phone me, hey, Madlamini, hey, hayi sithi masichaze indlela. Hayi sifikile ekhaya. These are friends, these are random. How? Nina niyenza kanjani? Nichazele indlela, but why? Abantu basekhaya, they don't do that with me. But Nina, you give me this respect. Kuthiwa no. Makulindwe here. No, Thembisa will have to be informed and come on, guys. Come on. You know, I'm thankful to those families. I'm thankful to those, because you know what? It's healing, because it shows that the very thing that the people in my family are not seeing is the exact thing that outsiders are seeing in me and they value in me. Okay? So I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And I'm thankful. I am thankful. I am thankful. I just want to mention as well that my uncle, because I don't want to say names, okay? But my uncle who passed away last year, it's gonna be 2 years next year. So yeah, you know, where God will make sure you are validated, you know. Excuse me. And you know, he said to me, in fact, what happened was he had come to take my children for shopping, because he was just great like that, you know. He took them shopping, and you know, when he came back, he was so in awe. He says, wow, I am in such shock. I'm in awe, but beautiful awe, because you know, I can't believe the way your children are. You know, I watch them taking care of each other, the way they interact with each other. And that was just so beautiful. You know, that was such validation for me, you know, because my mother, my own mother, has never said to me, wow, my child, I am so pleased with you. You know, you did it all. And you know what? You've never given me no problems. You've only been a blessing in my life. No. It's just moaning. Ungrateful. Okay? So at least, you know, I have those people. I have my friends, you know who you are, who hold me close and be like, oh my gosh, Tembisa, thank you, you know, you my people, I love you and thank you. And, you know, my uncle's wife, who also passed similar time as my uncle, and I will never forget, because she validated me. And she once said, oh wow, you know, if there's one thing about you, you are such a great mom. Oh wow, what an honor. And she had said to me, because she used to work in the same industry as in the financial service industry, and she knows how tough it is and how, you know, difficult it is to make it in that industry. And when I got an award that year, and she phoned me up and she said, wow, you know, do you know how hard it is? Like, how did you do that? You know, how, you know, yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm healed, people. I'm healed. Just because I'm saying these things, and anger is an emotion that is important. It keeps you alive and it moves you forward. It is when anger is over nurtured Okay, so as I teach my children, you must be angry. Don't hide your feelings, because then it's gonna turn into something nasty. When you're not happy about something, show it. Show that you're not happy. Stop trying to, make everyone be happy. How they feel is not your issue, is not your problem. When just make sure you take care of yourself. They must take care of themselves. And so that is what it is about. um, yeah. So, and as I say, it might be easier or easy for people on the other side of the fence to judge me and say, oh, whatever. But the thing is, you have never been in my shoes. um, and it's hard to have a relationship. It's easy for those people who's had parents whom, for them, it was more a relationship where they get from your parents. So when you have a relationship like that, it's easy for you to love them. Huh? But when you are the one, you are taken, they take from you, take, you'll be singing a different tune, because it's all nice and easy um, for people who are not in my situation to be like, to be judgmental. And it's fine, actually. Life is about judging. Let us judge. It is okay. It is fine. Because, judging just means that you don't share the view or whatever, and that is absolutely fine. So, yes, by all means, don't agree with me. But hopefully, you get another perspective. You get to kind of open your mind to see how other people's lives are real. And also, the fact that I'm living my life. And, I told the story about that lady that phoned into a podcast and said, she was struggling to take care of her mother because her mother was not a good mother to her. And so now she's stuck with having to care for her, and it is hard for her. She is suffering. She's resentful. So people don't understand that because they've never been there. They've been the child who went to mommy and daddy and asked for this, and mommy and daddy gives. It was not my life. I've never done it. Even today, I struggle to even be a burden to my husband. Like, you know, I don't tell my husband things like when I suffer or struggle with whatever. I sort out my own shit, because that is how I've been programmed all my life. I've always been self-sufficient and doing my own thing. So I don't know how to ask someone for something. But thankfully, God has been with me and backing me on my side. I have not been in that situation. So, you know, I just sort out my shit. That's it. And, then I will tell him when it's all sorted out. And then he'll be like, hi, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, no. Why? I don't want to be a problem. That's not me. Like, I don't want to be a problem in someone's life. Like, I I want to add, like, if you are in a relationship with me, I must be something positive. I don't want to be a drag. It's never been my narrative. It's not going to start now. And sometimes even my friends, they can't understand, like, yeah, but it's your husband. I'm like, yeah, and I know my husband, like, he will jump to rescue, but I won't do it to him. Like, because I'm not that person. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. No, no, no. I'm a big girl. I do my thing, and so I take care of my shit. Yeah, guys. So this was the video. Hopefully you can learn something, whatever it is. But what's important, it's off my chest, and I thank God. If I think of anything, I was going to do it in part series, but it looks like I've done it in one video now. But you know, if I think of anything else, because I will listen to it, to this video, and then of course then something will pop, and then I'll jot it down, and then I'll make another video to add to it. But guys, please like the video. I see people, people are not liking, but don't take it like that. I mean, like, I actually see other YouTube videos, people just don't do the liking part of, I think it's like they forget, or they get immersed into listening and whatever. I know also on other people's channels, so I like the way, if you've ever seen Cooking with Unonsi, I like that girl. Oh, she makes me laugh. She cracks me up. And I like the way she's like, if you are here, that one you don't pay for. Just like, you are here, just like, So guys, please like, subscribe to the channel. This is motivation to continue. But we're going to continue anyway. But you know what, yeah, let's do the thing, let's do the right thing. Subscribe, share the video, share the video. If you now think of a situation, somebody who's been in this situation, or family, maybe someone you want them to hear and be like low-key shade, and you send them the video, like, listen to this, you know what I mean? And yeah, comment, let's talk in the comments. Tell me your story, how you survive your family. I'm a survivor. Guys, thank you very much for being here, listening to my rambling. I appreciate everything, your presence, your interactions. Thank you, and have a lovely day. Ciao, ciao.